Hello, welcome, and today we're going to be working with Google Sheets for formatting um, basically Excel files, but they call it Sheets. I like using Sheets because it automatically saves everything to a Google Drive, and you can easily share things and work on things with your colleagues at the same time. But today we're just going to be working on general formatting and data sorting. So as you can see, we have a just group of data here, sorted by name, gender, seat number, test score, and class period. Okay, these called columns. These are rows. Whoops, these are the rows. Okay, and up here on your standard bar is what that looks like, and we have font size, bold italics. Okay, bunch of different things that you can play with. What I like to do with data like this is first with the titles, like to have it bold, just so don't get those confused with anything else in the data set. And maybe make the font a little bigger, go to 12, there we go, 11. I also like things centered, but that's just your personal preference. So what I did is just click and drag this down to select everything. Or if you want everything in your spreadsheet, you can click that and it'll select everything. So I'm going to go over here. This is alignment. We have left, which is where it's at right now. For some of the stuff, defaults left. Some of the stuff defaults right. But I just like things in the center. And that's personal preference. So onward, you can see that this data can be sorted in a few different ways. Do it by alphabetically by name, by gender, seat number, test score, class period. What I want to do today is first let's sort this by the class period, because as you can see we have two different classes. Okay, and what I'm going to do is to select all of this, okay, and then come up here. Oops, I want all of that. I want my titles to stay the same where they are. I'm just going to sort this. And the reason I want to select everything, because if I only sort this column here, it's only going to change these numbers. And what I want is for this row to be sorted with it. I want Jack to be in C3, 76 with a 2, and you'll see that. So come up to Format here, go down to, go to Data, sorry, Sort Sheet by Column, and default is A, okay, and then if you select a certain column, it would do that. But what you can do is come down here and do it yourself, Sort Range. And what I'm going to do is sort by column E by the class period. And A to Z would be, in this case, 1 to 2. In this case, over here, would be alphabetically but backwards. So as you can see here, now they are sorted by the class. And now we can separate them a little bit. So we got class period 1, class period 2, and what I'm going to do right here is right click on this. I want to insert right here a blank line, and you can do that with columns as well. And the reason I want to do that is so I can get a little bit of data from everything, particularly class average, which would be helpful, just knowing how the two different classes are performing. So, and that requires physical input using these. A quick way to do that is with formulas, which Excel and Google Sheets have pre-programmed. Right here are some of your basic ones. Okay, sum means the total. Average is the average of the numbers. How many is the count, max, min. Okay, there's a ton of them that you can play with on your own. Today we're just going to do the average. Type average here, just so I have another label Okay, right here, whenever you begin a formula, you can use this over here, or right here, click equals inside of it. Okay, and Google Sheets also has recommendations, and you can see it's already recommending average. But if it didn't have that, I could type in average. As you can see right here, that little parentheses, what that means is the data range from what cell to what cell. As you can see, this is D2 right here to D5 right here. Okay, and I'm just going to click on this and then hit enter. So the average test score is 82.25. Okay, and what we can do is now copy that, and you can do that by right clicking and selecting copy. I like the shortcut, which is Control or Command C, and what that does, you got the marching ants is what they like to call it, and then copy it down here. Okay, and the smart thing with these programs, Excel and Google Sheets, is that you can see this automatically switches over to the cells directly above it. Instead of 8.2 to D2 to D5, it's D8 to D11. Okay, and the average of class period 2 is 84.5. Okay, so we got a little bit of data from our data. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to show you with this is something cool that you can do with Excel, but also with Sheets. So right here, what I'm going to do to make it more visually appealing, or maybe to help with certain scores jumping out, helps with NWEA and other kind of data sets, so you're not just looking at the numbers. Colors are easier to see. What we can do is select what we want formatted, come up here to format, and conditional formatting. Okay, what that means is that we have these rules right here. Right now the default is not empty. Okay, so I'm going to change that. Let's see, I want to know what students got an A- or above. So I'm going to say greater than, I'll just say greater than or equal to 90. Okay, and we'll just leave that in green. As you can see, there's only one in here. Okay, and I can add another rule. I can say, okay, well, let's see who got a B by color, greater than or equal to 80, and I'll just change the default color to yellow. Okay, and we can see who had 80, and anybody else is not colored right here. And we can do the same thing down here, or with whatever else we want. But that is conditional formatting, basic formatting, and formulas for Google Sheets.